Hi, my name is Gert Christen, and I love to talk to you about Silicon Valley. And I will talk about three things today. First of all, the way of Silicon Valley. How do things work here? And then number two, what does Silicon Valley actually do? And what can we all learn from it? And last but not least, I want to share with you the personal learnings I had in over 12 years of living and working here right in Silicon Valley. So let's get started. First of all, to me, there are two Silicon Valleys. There is a traditional, original Silicon Valley, which had to do with the Silicon Revolution and the invention of semiconductors, represented by this nice wooden garage, which is where the company HP was founded. And then on the right, you have this very high building, skyscraper in San Francisco, where the company Salesforce is at home today. And to me, that is the new Silicon Valley. That is the latest development. And so how did we get from creating microchips to creating huge software companies? That's the interesting part, and that's where we can learn something. And also, who are the people behind these companies? Who are the people that found these companies and become, very famous entrepreneurs? And why are there so many here in this small, 100-mile stretch of land in California called the Silicon Valley? Why here? What is different here? There is something to be learned from that. And as an example, you have here on the left, you have a group of people that are called the PayPal Mafia. They're called the PayPal Mafia because at one point they all worked at PayPal. And when PayPal went public, they all became millionaires, billionaires, very rich people. And what did they do with their money? They all started their own new companies. Take Elon Musk, starting Tesla electric vehicles, starting a space company, building rockets, starting a solar company, putting solar panels on people's roof. Or Reid Hoffman, founding LinkedIn, the largest network for professionals today, and so on and so on. So they all started famous companies. And that's the new breed. That's today's breed of Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. And they're very different to the very traditional, entrepreneur family that passes a company from generation to generation to generation, where their goal is to preserve what they have. For this group of mavericks, it is to take high risks and hope to get a high return. Move fast and break things if they have to, because you can just start over and over. That's a spirit in Silicon Valley that's very important. And does it work? Yes, it obviously does, because Silicon Valley became famous for technology companies that became really, really big and became dominant companies in their industries. And as a result, San Francisco became the city of unicorns, privately owned companies worth more than $1 billion. Sure, the valuations have come down quite a bit in most cases over the last few years, but nevertheless, it is remarkable that there is that many unicorn companies located in San Francisco. Some countries don't have as many unicorns as this city has, and that's incredible. So let's delve in and dig in a little bit more. What's behind this? What they do? Obviously, this group of people here, they do something a little bit different than the rest of the world. And people like me want to come here because this is the tech metropolis. This is where you want to be if you are in the technology industry. And I've been very fortunate to work here and live here. So, number one, the last 15 years, everything has moved online. The internet was founded, yes, in the beginning it was a little bit of email. Now it's everything. What does not live on the internet? What is the last time someone gave you a floppy disk or even a memory stick? I don't even remember how those work. The computer and my laptop I have, it doesn't even have a place to stick them in because everything is online, from software to the internet, to shops, to storage, to enterprise software, everything. And these companies, the FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, they are the kings of that. But they all followed a particular recipe, and companies that came after them, because after all, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, they were all founded about 20 years ago, or between 15 and 20 years ago. But those that came after them, that is something that we can learn. They have something in common that gave them the basis for their success, and that's the internet. And they did all of these things really, really well, with this result, that the largest taxi company doesn't own a single taxi. The largest bookstore or online store doesn't own a single book. It's all intermediated over the internet. So the internet has really become a basis for new businesses. And if you're thinking of evolving your business, starting a new business, I think this is the first thing that we can take away. It will not work if you do not take the internet as the basis of your business. Because if we have learned something over the last 10 years, it is that the internet has won. And it has made the world smaller in a way, because anyone can sell to customers anywhere. And in this thing, anyone can sell in your territory too. So which means now everything can be disrupted. And that's the speciality. That's what this gang, the PayPal mafia, that's what many of them have done with their businesses. If it is an attractive market, Silicon Valley will try to disrupt it. But that also means if it is an attractive market, you can disrupt it. You don't wait until Silicon Valley comes knocking, because that's very often not so good news. You can be proactive and you can disrupt your own market as well by adopting some of the lessons that we have learned from these companies. And in Silicon Valley, the difference is maybe simply that there are a lot of people that think in this way and that try every day. People have ideas and they will try via the internet if they work. And because of the internet, it can be very quick and it can be done with very little effort. So there are probably more, startup meetup groups here than anywhere else. And that is the second thing that I want to share, that Silicon Valley has shown us. Don't do this alone. There is always a community. Collaborate in new ways. It's faster, and if people working together, if the pie is bigger, there is more business, there is more pie for everyone. So, and what have I learned since I moved to Silicon Valley? This is actually my second time around, altogether over a dozen years. What a privilege. But if I try to really boil it down, I have learned 3 things. And the most important to me is that technology by itself is nothing. It's a tool. What is really important is how to use technology. And technology has to solve a problem that a person has somewhere. Because only then will you be able to build a business. Because only if you solve someone's problem will they be willing to pay. So don't fall in love with technology. Fall in love with problems and use technology to try to solve it. And there's one technique that Silicon Valley is very good at, and it was invented here at Stanford University in Palo Alto, and that's the design thinking. So my first learning is go and learn design thinking to solve people's problems. And number 2, it's all about data. This has really been a big difference that has, and a new discipline. Universities are starting new study programs in data science. It's amazing what it can achieve. And it's amazing how quick these experts can analyze data without ever having to travel, start a survey, interview lots of people, spend lots of money. No, just analyzing data that's already there. It's incredible. So number 2, use data that already exists And in order to do that, learn data science. And last but not least, network. Your personal network is your personal net worth, is how I would put it. And it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. So give freely, network, and do other people favors. It will always come back. So learn. My third learning is learn how to give a lot. And if you do this well, you know, one of the great places to experience this is, of course, in Silicon Valley and San Francisco, where this is lived every day. But be also aware, by adopting these principles and pushing in those new directions, you will also have a problem. And the problem is not here in San Francisco, but the problem is once you come home. And this is what I've seen over and over again. Great ideas, great energy, fantastic mindset out of Silicon Valley. And then people go home and they try to tell their colleagues about the great things they saw, the fantastic ideas they had. And they meet the colleagues at home that have not had the experience and just don't see why they should change. And this is hard. And this is, you know, technology will work, the internet will work, but to get your colleagues to buy into your new ideas, that is really the task that you have. And unfortunately, there is no school to learn this. It is just personal persuasion, using data, maybe using design thinking to start with small steps that bring a tangible result very quickly. But this will be your main task when you go home. And that's what I want to end this presentation with. Silicon Valley is a great place. You can come here and learn all these techniques from hopefully people like me. Maybe I was able to share one or two learnings today. But in the end, you have to bring it into your own organization, into your own city, into your own university, into your own community as well, because that community is what will carry you forward and bring you success. With this, I want to close and hope you will come back soon to Silicon Valley. Thank you very much for your attention.